10 tourist attractions in Egypt. Egypt is a country with a hot and dry Mediterranean climate. The longitude of this country extends from 24 degrees east to 47 degrees east. The area of this country is more than 1 million square kilometers, of which almost 4% is agricultural land. The population of Egypt was estimated at 85 million people in the last census. In terms of population density, Egypt is considered one of the densest countries in the world because there are 1,120 people per square kilometer of its land. The official and written language of this country is today's Standard Arabic, and the spoken language is a special dialect of Arabic. In addition to Arabic, English and French are used in the commercial and educational fields of this country. Join us to get to know the 10 tourist attractions of this country. Ahmad ibn Tulun Mosque. This mosque was built between 876 and 879 AD and is one of the oldest mosques in Cairo. This building was started by Ahmad ibn Tulun, the Abbasid governor of Egypt. This mosque is built around the courtyard and has a covered hall on all four sides. The minaret of this mosque was built centuries later according to the Great Minaret of Samarra in a spiral shape. Parts of the James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me, were filmed in Ibn Tulun Mosque. Dahab. Dahab is located 85 kilometers north of Sharm el-Sheikh in the Gulf of Aqaba, near the southern tip of the Sinai Desert. Dahab used to be an isolated coastal village, but in 1980 it became an excellent and cheap accommodation for foreign travelers and tourists. Activities such as surfing, diving, camel riding and jeep travel have made it one of the most popular destinations along the Red Sea. Siwa Oasis. Siwa Oasis is an oasis in the Libyan-Egyptian desert, which is a remote area with a population of about 23,000 people. Most of these people are also from the barbarian people. Siwa is located on the old trade route and therefore it was very important from a commercial point of view. The presence of natural springs and the shade of palm trees helped the travelers of this route a lot. With the collapse of the Roman Empire, the decline of Siwa also began. In recent decades, the tourism industry has been their only source of income. Most of the focus is on creating hotels that can use local materials and attract more tourists to the area. Egyptian Museum. The Egyptian Museum hosts more than 120,000 different items of ancient Egyptian antiquities and is one of the most attractive museums in Cairo. There are two main floors in the museum: ground floor and first floor. On the ground floor, a huge collection of papyrus and coins used by the ancient Egyptians is kept. On the first floor, there are artifacts related to the last two dynasties of the Egyptian kingdom, as well as many handicrafts from the Valley of the Kings. The most interesting items found in this museum include items from Tutankhamun's tomb and the royal mummy room containing 27 royal mummies from the era of the pharaohs. Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel is an archaeological site with two rock-cut temples in southern Egypt on the western shore of Lake Nasser. The twin temples were originally carved from the mountain during the reign of Pharaoh Ramses the Great in the 13th century BC. This complex was moved in 1960 to prevent it from sinking underwater. Abu Simbel is still one of the top attractions in Egypt. Valley of the Kings. The Valley of the Kings near Luxor is a valley that was built for 500 years from the 16th to the 11th century BC as a tomb for the kings and distinguished nobles of the New Kingdom. This valley consists of 63 tombs of different sizes. The royal tomb is decorated with scenes from Egyptian mythology and is a clue to the beliefs and funeral rituals of that period. It seems that except for the famous tomb of Tutankhamun, most of the items and antiques of the tombs have been looted. The Nile River. A cruise on the Nile River is one of the main attractions in Egypt. The Nile River has been very famous since ancient Egypt. There is no better way to trace the history of Egypt than the Nile River. Almost all Egyptian cruise ships travel via the Luxor-Aswan route because it is safe, scenic and beautiful. Using a wooden boat called float can provide you with an adventurous trip. Fluke is a boat that was used in the Nile River since ancient times. Although the float is not as comfortable and relaxing as a cruise ship, the experience of riding a 1,000-year-old boat can be very fascinating. Red Sea. The Red Sea on the coast of Egypt is one of the most beautiful places in the world. The waters of the Red Sea have a beautiful view, and that is why it is famous among people. With a wide range of coral formations in its reefs, this sea hosts thousands of different marine creatures. The shores of the Red Sea are located on both sides of the sea. On the west coast of the Red Sea, there is a relatively old and touristic city as well as new cities. Karnak Temple. Although this building is badly damaged, it is one of the most attractive places in Egypt. This building is the largest religious place built and represents the combined achievement of Egyptian builders over the years. Karnak Temple actually consists of 3 main temples, landlocked temples, and some outer temples located 2.5 kilometers north of Luxor. One of the most famous buildings in Karnak is the Columned Hall, which has 134 large columns in 16 rows. Giza Cemetery. The pyramids of Giza, located in the southwestern suburbs of Cairo, are one of the most attractive and famous monuments in Egypt. The Giza pyramids in Egypt were built by Khufu, Khafra and Menkaure during 3 generations. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is one of the best pyramids, which is 139 meters high. This pyramid is the tallest pyramid built by man. Visiting this place is recommended for most tourists. Have you ever traveled to Egypt? If you have an experience of traveling to Egypt, share it with us. To access the text of this video, visit our website